Hi guys, did you ever find it's very difficult to rent an apartment in Eindhoven? Today I'm going to share my tips of how to rent an apartment in this city. Here I listed some websites that I used before. I will introduce them one by one. Firstly, let's talk about Holland to Stay. There are two ways to get a studio from Holland to Stay, either by joining the lottery or by direct book. The available studios for lottery will be released on morning every Tuesday. The result of the lottery will be released always on the next week's Monday. If we scroll down, we can see the rooms for lottery. Even without you entering to the page, you can see how many people are in the lottery pool. If you join the lottery, you can cancel it anytime if you find any other studio is cheaper or has fewer subscribers. But you can only select one lottery per week. In terms of direct book, a limited number of studios will be released on weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. No matter which way you use, after you enter into the detail page, you can see the photo of rooms, the facility in the rooms, and also the surrounding environment. You can also see the basic rental price here. If you want to see the price detail, you can go down to here. It consists of basic rent, server cost, and also supplies. The cheaper the price is, the harder you book the room, because the rental price under 1,000 euro can be booked directly by other people in few seconds. Therefore, you need to check the website frequently if you prefer book directly. Then, let's talk about another website, Plaza. Rooms released by this website can only be joined by lottery. After you set the filters, you will see the rooms available in Eindhoven. Then you can click the image to enter the detail page, where you can see the photos of the room and also the facilities, the size of the room. And if you want to join this lottery, then you click the register here. Unlike Holland to Stay, the selection is not purely random. The qualification is based on your document that you uploaded, for example, your salary slips. And also, they don't disclose how many participants in this pool. Okay, let's move to our third website, Westtide. They collaborate with the university that only offer accommodation, including share room and studio for students. In order to have a room, you can join a waiting queue for that room. This is the only way you get a room. The waiting queue is based on your register time. It is very competitive. Usually more than 200 people are waiting for one room. Luckily, you can join multiple queues simultaneously. Okay, let's move to our next website, CEO. They normally release the room in a random way. In such a way, it is highly recommended you check the website regularly every day. Sometimes they have a very good offer with very low price. This is the website of CEO. Then you can select apply the country, Netherlands, the city, you find Eindhoven. Then you can see the house list here. As I said, they offer very good budget. For example, this room only cost about roughly 500 euro. And you just click book now. Then you can see the page. Follow the instruction, you can get the room. One thing should be noticed that you may need a European VPN to connect the website in order to access the pages if you are outside Europe. Okay, let's move on to our next website, Magis. They normally release a few rooms on every Wednesday and Friday at about 11 a.m. for the lottery. Usually the rental price is a little bit high, but if you have enough budget, this is still a good place to browse. This is the website of Magis. From here, the left side you can see the filter. You click the location, select Eindhoven, then you can see the room and also the price. Then you click the image to enter the detail page. I think this one is a semi-furnished one, so you scroll down, and if you are interested in it, then you just click book now. Some of my friends have a very good comments on this website, so please just check it. Next, Parius and house hunting. You can also rent a room via a house agency like Parius and house hunting. They are not the house owner, but as the third party to sublet the house. This is the website of house hunting. If you scroll down, you can see Eindhoven here. Then you click the view location. If you want to have a long-term rent, then you click the orange button from 1 year. And here you can see the house with the prices. If you are interested in any of them, just click the image, then you enter the detail page. You can see the pictures of the room. Also, if you want to contact the house agent, then you just fill in your name and also your requests. They are somehow reliable, but they may require to visit the house and have an interview in person. The next one, RentStamp. RentStamp is a platform, a kind of house renting information broker that provide renting source to the subscribers. If you subscribe from them, they will push you an email when the room is available, but they only provide the link to the website, but not the room itself. After you click the link, you will redirect to the corresponding website where you can rent a room or house. But they have subscription fee. It costs about 30 euro for a month, 40 euro for 2 months, and 50 euro for 3 months. Our last candidate, Facebook. Facebook is a social network platform. People will sublet their house or room on this website, but you still need to justify by yourself which one is scam and which one is the real one. Hi, I'm back. I just had my haircut. Let me continue my sharing. About the cost of renting a house in Eindhoven, it consists of the basic rental price, the service cost, deposit, and also the taxes. In Eindhoven, for a single room, the basic rental price is about from 700 euro to 1,200 euro. The service fee may be excluded from the website where you see, which means that you may need to pay extra, normally ranging from 100 to 300 euro. The service fee consists of the water fee, electrical fee, internet, heating system, and also the cleaning cost of public areas. Regarding the deposit, it normally costs the rental price of a month. Normally, taxes consist of water tax, garbage tax, and so on. They cost about 100 to 200 euro per year. You may need to pay it annually. However, students may get an exemption from the municipality. Renting an apartment in Netherlands is not cheap, especially in Eindhoven. However, as a student, you normally can apply for toeslagen in Dutch, which means housing allowance from the government. Now I will show you how to apply for the housing allowance step by step. Now we are at the official webpage for applying for the allowance. The page is originally in Dutch, so for our convenience, we translate it into English. For the first blank is the year that we are going to start to live in Netherlands. For example, we choose this year, 2026. And for the type of allowance that we are going to apply for, we choose the rental allowance, which means the housing allowance, of course. And for the next question, if as an international student, normally for this question you choose no, because you are not going to live with your parents. And for the date of birth, just for an example, I put a random number here. And then the city we are going to live, of course, as an international student, you come here for studying. So I choose the Netherlands, of course. And for the incomes, normally as a student during the studying period, we don't have any income. You can choose 0. Of course, it's also based on your personal situation. And for the next two questions, normally you choose no. For the next question is, do you live in your student accommodation? If you click this question mark, that means if you are going to live in a share room that shares toilet or kitchen with other tenants, then you click yes, otherwise you click no. If you are going to live in a studio, normally you choose no because you have your own kitchen and your own toilet. And then for next question, normally you choose no. And for the basic rent is the basic rental price of the room, which means excluding it will exclude the service cost and other cost, of course. Then for example, I just give you an example. For example, 900 euro, comma 00. And for the net worth is the money that's saved in your bank account. Normally, as a student, your saving amount is lower than this threshold. You can choose no. Then you click your result. You can see that if you are going to apply for the housing allowance, you can get this amount, roughly like 510 euro, which means that you can reduce like half of the budget to rent a house. Renting a home in Eindhoven is very difficult because the house market is so competitive here. Once you decide to come here, you should act as soon as possible. Normally, you should find a house at least 3 to 6 months before you arrive. If unfortunately you cannot find a suitable room before you arrive in time, there are two options. The first option is that you come here first, rent a short-term room, for example by Airbnb or Social Hub. Then you can start finding a long-term contract after you come here. The second option is that you look outside Eindhoven, for example some cities like Tilburg, Den Bosch and Sittard. Traveling by train is very convenient in Netherlands, and also the university locates nearby the station. If the commuting time is less than 1 hour, it is also acceptable. That's all the information I want to share for renting a home in Eindhoven. Good luck guys, see you next time, bye bye!